the parade came to Fondren because Jill Connor Brown gave me a call last late summer, fall, and asked if we thought that the Fondren neighborhood would be receptive to receiving an amazing new event, which would be the Sweet Potato Queen based parade. So why we got this call, I think that Jill realized that our neighborhood's very vibrant. We have a lot of creative people. We have people that will do the work of making something new happen. Why Jill wanted to move the parade, quite simple. This parade has gotten to a point that with the Sweet Potato Queens and with their mission to raise money for Blair Batson and their desire to do something that's very, very centric to to the theme of what the Sweet Potato Queens are about, and empowerment and the like, to give it its own world and also make it a little more human scale, to bring it down to a level where it's really all about the women, which that weekend's about, and doing something that is in a neighborhood that's right-sized for that, where you have merchants and citizens and people and places and things that would support that. So, quite simply, the only reason the parade's here is because Jill had the vision, and I didn't block her call on myself. That's pretty much it. That's how it happened. Really got to get a secretary. Really need one. Filter calls soon. It needs to happen.
I was looking for a place for us to be, and I happened to see the write-up in the paper, in the Clarion Ledger, of Jeff Good's Sal and Mookie's Street Carnival for kids, and I thought, aha. And so I called Jeff and I said, would you meet with me about an idea that I have for Blair Batson? And Jeff, being the kind soul that he said, yes, I will meet with you, but I'm already doing, what I'm doing for Batson. I said, well, no, it's not just about you and Sal and Mookie. It's about all of Fondren. And he said, absolutely. And so at that first meeting, I didn't even have to ask him. I mean, in the first 5 minutes of telling my vision for it, of what I would like to do, he said, I've been looking for a way to expand Sal and Mookie's Carnival. This is it. I can roll it over into that. So it was, Jeff is such a visionary and a facilitator, a bringer together of people. And so he opened that door for us and brought the Fondren Renaissance Foundation to the table, the Fondren Association of Businesses, Our Fondren, SOFO, all of these groups in this neighborhood, and that's what makes this neighborhood work.
By definition, Fondren is a footprint that goes from Woodrow Wilson to Northside, I-55 to Mill Street. That is a huge, huge footprint that encompasses some of the wealthiest residential area, some of the most vibrant retail area, and also some of the most depressed housing and light industrial areas in the city. So it's truly a microcosm of the whole city. The Fondren Renaissance, this mission that many of us have been on for 12 to 15 years, is a mission to stabilize and grow this neighborhood back into full health. Stabilize areas that are in decline, and then grow areas that are ready and are set for amazing growth. And kind of the central business district is kind of the place where this is happening with our first fruit. You see so many new restaurants that have opened up here. You see so many specialty shops. You see some really creative things, consignment shops and interesting food themes. We just learned that we're going to have a new dedicated wine shop open up there in the McDade Strip. So Fondren is a place that is magic. It's full of people that kind of get it. And so there's a core cadre of folks that when there's a mission to be done, we'll all pull together and we'll make something happen. So Fondren as a whole is a defined physical space, and then it's almost like a verb. We Fondren things, we get things done. And there's so many groups that are involved in Fondren. There's the Fondren Renaissance Foundation. There's Our Fondren, which is the neighborhood association. There's the Fondren Association of Businesses, which is the Merchants Association. There is SOFO, which is a ladies' auxiliary, kind of a fun, let's have a good time and do things for the neighborhood and have a reason to have a margarita. And then there's the SAFE organization. There's the best part about this is almost by itself, organically, different organizations are cropping up and taking on different purposes.
Well, Zippity Doodah figures prominently in my first book, The Sweet Potato Queen's Book of Love. It has an entirely different meaning in that chapter, but it's about rebirth and choosing life in sometimes less than ideal situations. And so it is an emancipation song, it's a freedom song. And so the whole Sweet Potato Queen experience for that weekend really is very diverse in the Queen groups or with the individuals. I mean, some people come to celebrate freedom from a bad marriage or a bad relationship after many years of suffering, or they've one girl actually quit a job early so she could come to the parade this year. Some are celebrating their survival of breast cancer or some other form of cancer. And then others are celebrating truly the best gift, I guess, would be the survival of their child from being treated in a place like Blair Batson Hospital for Children, which is a member of the Children's Miracle Network. And those hospitals, which we're so fortunate to have one here in Jackson, that any child can be treated there regardless of ability to pay. And so it really is a profound spiritual experience. We trademarked the name Zippity Doodah for the purpose of raising money for children's hospitals. I have made myself available to the entire Children's Miracle Network nationally, that any member hospital that wants me to come and speak at a fundraiser for them, I will waive my speaker's fee. If they'll pay my way there, I will come and bring one of my crowns that I have specially made by Larry Verba in New York City, and for them to auction or raffle. We have one every year at our event. And so we trademarked the name Zippity Doodah for that purpose, and with the thought in mind of growing this event here in Jackson to raise money for our own hospital, but then hopefully with the potential of sharing this idea with other communities all over the country for starting similar weekends in their communities to raise money for their children's hospitals.
Perfect, fertile ground for a bunch of menopausal women to show up. No, okay. Fondren is perfect fertile ground for the kind of event that the Zippity Doodah Parade is. And Jill quite correctly has chosen the moniker of Zippity Doodah Parade as opposed to the Sweet Potato Queen Parade, because she really wants our neighborhood and our city to have a sense of ownership of this so we can continue forward for decades.
I started the Sweet Potato Queens in 1982, and I was recently divorced and my father had died, and it was in conjunction with the first ever St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Jackson. And when I heard about it, I said with no hesitation whatsoever that I was going to be in it. And you know, in the South, we have a beauty queen for everything, every day of the week, every organization, every food group, you know, which I've always found, you know, pretty amusing. But even in 1982, I was pretty far removed from the beauty queen circuit. And, I declared myself to be the Sweet Potato Queen because I thought it sounded funny and still do. And, you know, with the whole parade thing, though, in itself, that Daddy always taught us that he kind of put spectating on a sin level, that if there was anything going on that you were in any way capable of participating in, you had a moral obligation to do so. And that furthermore, you should do what you will wish you had done when you're 50. Now, when I heard that, I was probably 8, and it seemed like, you know, 50, dear God, who would even want to live that long? But I knew my whole life, whenever I had a choice to make about whether to do something or not, I figured whatever it was, by the time I was 50, I'd probably wish I had done it, so I did. Now, having left 50 in the dirt some time ago, I have moved that up to the nursing home. What will I wish I had done when I get to the nursing home? And it is my goal in life to be the most popular one in the nursing home, and I don't figure you can just show up and start when you get there. You got to get a pretty good head of steam going on your way there, so that is my goal in life.
One of the best things about Fondren being the place for the Zippity Doodah Parade weekend is the fact that it was an entire weekend. And the Sweet Potato Queens have a home base in their convention hotel where there's a lot of specific events that happen, and dinners and a dance and the like that must occur to keep that community together. But when they come out of the hotel, everything was happening in the Fondren neighborhood. And because of the layers we have here, it provided a perfect backdrop for that. We have a merchants market that is an open air market that happens on Saturdays. We doubled it up. We did it 2 times during the 3-day weekend, so that the Queens had a chance to see local artisans displaying everything from jewelry and pottery to bric-a-brac and foodstuffs in a series of tents all along the green spaces and the streets of Fondren, in addition to the really funky and amazing shops that have popped up. I've mentioned consignment shops. There's a salsa studio. There's Fondren Guitar, and there's the Tree House, which is probably one of the best upscale clothing stores in the market. Amazing places with amazing things to be seen, purchased, felt, etc. And the sweet potato queens certainly like to feel things. So if you think about the merchants, and then you think about also in those merchant markets and also in our art galleries, the amazing artistry that happens. And what you'll see is artists will set up a booth and they will create art on the spot. They'll have all sorts of different things that are perfect for somebody to take home. All of that palette's there. And so then these 1,000 women that come in to do this parade and to be a part of this experience have that chance to see this part of Jackson. And then also the citizens that come to enjoy this, to watch the queens, also have a chance to go through this. And we had a number of shops that had their best sales day ever. That was both retail as well as a lot of restaurant places. And those restaurants, they weren't filled up with queens. They were filled up with folks from central Mississippi that came in. This was a tourist attraction. This was a tourist event. This was money coming into our city, which is one of the major reasons I've become so passionate about wanting to be a part of this, is because I fully believe that this city has amazing things to offer. We just need to package it creatively and market it well. And there's no better marketing than the Zippity Doodah Parade weekend.
The Million Queen March is the last weekend in March, and there are nearly 6,200 chapters of Sweet Potato Queen groups in 22 countries. There's a chapter in Saudi Arabia. Their motto is "No veils for us." Gotta love them. Hope they live in a bunker. I'm terrified for them, but I do love them. But these queen groups come from all over the world to Jackson, Mississippi to dress up funny and walk down the street, which tells us that they are highly motivated, easily led, lots of disposable income, and possibly too much time on their hands, but they are my people. So they've started coming earlier and earlier and staying longer and longer, and so we've added more activities every year for them. Now they start coming in on the Wednesday of the week, and some of them stay until Monday. We have events beginning on Thursday at the Hilton, which is our host hotel in Jackson, where we have Thirsty Thursday and the Comcast Come On In party. And Kathy Nail and Beth Elliott help us arrange Mississippi singer-songwriters, the musicians as we call them, to play one right after the other from 12 to 12 at the Hilton. And that's free, it's open to the public, anybody can come.
WDIA, Memphis, Tennessee. Played rhythm and blues, and that was fine by me. The Delta beat killed my beat, tapping all day. I fell in love with them blues, and in love is where I